that we can do to earn his grace. It's a gift that we just have to receive. Ephesians 2:8 says, "It is by God's grace that you have been saved, not of your own doings, but through Christ." When I look deeper into the meaning of the song that just played and just let the words soak in to what they mean to me, the truth of God's grace for me, his grace and his love is just exemplified. We were all out in the world, lost to our own sins and blinded by them. And only you and God know what he actually brought you out of. When we ask for God's forgiveness, he gives it to us instantly, not later when he feels we deserve it. We sometimes feel that way because that's what we do for others. We wait to give it to them when we feel that like they deserve it. I know for me personally, the things that I've gone through and the things that I've done, many times where I should have ended up dead. But for the grace of God, he kept me. He walked me through dark times and kept me standing. His grace can be seen as his favor, his love, his forgiveness, his mercy, his thoughtfulness, his compassion. He freely gave that to me, knowing the things that I've done and what I did to him. And he continues to give that to me, despite the countless times that I've chosen my own desires over what he wanted for me. If it wasn't for the experience of his grace, I would still be where I was. His grace makes me want to do better. His grace makes me want to change. His grace makes me want others to experience that grace. It's just that good that I want others to have it. God calls us to love one another and to extend the same grace to them that he gave us. If we cannot extend grace to others, then we truly haven't experienced his grace. We have no right to withhold grace from someone when he freely gave it to us. If we are called to love others, that means we have to be able to look past their mess, look past their past, and offer them grace. We have to let our thoughts and minds be as Christ. We can't let our thoughts of someone, our dislike for them, our feelings that their sin is way worse than what we might have done, get in the way of extending a hand of grace.
That's good.
Forgiveness and grace have been given to them just as much as it has for you. Wrong page. Love covers a multitude of sin. And the true experience of grace changes people. And we must be carriers of grace. So no addict will always be an addict. No pedophile will always be a pedophile. No rapist will always be a rapist. No deadbeat dad will always be a deadbeat dad. No prostitute will always be a prostitute. An alcoholic will not always be an alcoholic. A cheater will not always be a cheater. A thief will not always be a thief. A liar will not always be a liar. A murderer will not always be a murderer. A person's sin is not who they are. It does not define them. Everyone is a child of God made in his likeness. We have to see past what people have done to see the person within. Still made in the image of God, that is lost and needed to be brought back to the kingdom. You never know what took place in somebody else's life to lead them to where they are. God sees all sin the same. So your petty lie is the same as someone else's murder. Those that have been forgiven much, love much. And those that have been forgiven less, love less. Think about it. We have all been in the world, and the grace of God found us and brought us back. We're not perfect. We're still not perfect. Are you okay with an ex-rapist, an ex-murderer, an ex-prostitute standing next to you, worshiping the same God? Because that's how it's going to be in heaven. You only know about those that got caught in their sin.
Come on.
You don't know about those that have lived lives and they carry that burden of what they've done. They could be standing next to you. And that's where forgiveness and grace have been given to them just as much as you. I turned the page. 1 Peter 4:10 says, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace in various forms. We have all been called to go into the world and find the lost and bring them home. We are not all called to the same group of people. We have each been given a grace to mesh with different types of people and different gifts so that all may be found. When you truly know what God has done for you, you can't help but give others that experience. Some ways that you can show grace to others is through your words. Be kind just by what you say and how you say things. Let things go. Sometimes when people are rude, just brush it off. You never know what might have happened to them that day. Be there for others. Your presence might be the one thing that they need. Forgive, whether someone deserves it or not. Ask for forgiveness. Be quick to apologize. Watch the way you speak to others. Be aware of your expressions. Be thankful. Just let people know that you appreciate them. Take an interest in others. Get to know people. Ask them questions. Listen to them. Show them that you care. We have to be grace for each other because God gave that freely to us. So now that we carry that, we have to show that for others so that they can become carriers. That's all I got. Bless you.